So what do you have? You've got KFC, you've got ESL Open Cup, you have tuna. Do you have tuna?
I have tuna. They sparkle.
Yeah.
The tuna does sparkle. And we can get into that after our intros, because we're going to be loading into game number 1 of our best of 5 grand finals here. We're in the top left-hand corner map, starting all the way. In the top left, we have our red Zerg player coming out from the land of Korea. Of course, it's going to be representing Talon Esports. We have Dark.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Dragon KaiZ Gaming, DKZ. It is herO.
Like so. Yeah, what else? I have one for Grand Platypus Open, which I guess I don't need anymore.
True.
Rip in peace.
It's bad, man. You can replace it with a Ducklings Open.
I can. No, I think I have Ducklings Open background.
Yeah.
It's one that I made before we even decided to put webcams for our streams.
One of the OGs. And as we settle into this game, by the way, very quickly, predictions are open, so you can place your bets on how you believe this series will unfold, on how you or who you think is going to be this week's champion. Will it be our Protoss or our Zerg player? It is up to you in the chat to decide. Best of luck.
Best of luck. Get them grapes. Could use them to redeem hydration.
There you go. You can hydrate with those points. As I love in the chat was like, was it obvious, chat? True, it was obvious, right? What else could it be?
Yeah.
Your background, I mean, yeah.
Exactly. AI will never be able to replace this.
Here we go, as we are going to be moving out across the map, getting a full scout off. Again, so far we have a Hashgas full standard opener from Dark. Meanwhile, we do have a herO back at home going for a Stargate opener, everything looking as it should. But we are letting into Ghost River. Already, the map is one of the more quirkier ones, has an interesting feature, and both players, both herO and Dark, are more than willing to make use of it. More than willing.
Yeah, I mean, we saw just how quickly Dark can shut down a Protoss player on Ghost River earlier on in his series against Stats. It was a 5-minute game where he just flooded Lings into Stats' side of the map. herO, I imagine, would be a lot wiser on that. Of course, herO is teammates with Dark. They do practice against each other quite a lot, so if this is something Dark likes to do, I'm sure herO would be more than ready to defend against it. Which is also why I have to imagine Dark's going to be doing something a little bit different this time.
And speaking of doing something different, herO is not going Oracle, by the way. It's going to be a Void Ray opener instead. With a Void Ray opener, we're going to be shutting down these Overlords. We're going to be keeping Dark in the dark. And herO can go for a hidden tech structure after this Void Ray, or can play standard. Can do either or. It's going to be that much more difficult for Dark to recognize it to scout.
It's going to be playing in the dark for a while here. Not going to be fully committed to Void Rays though. We have been seeing a little bit of a Void Ray resurgence. I believe Classic was the one to really spearhead that in the past couple of months. But herO, he is a little bit, he's not as twisted as Classic.
He is not. Is going for an Oracle behind the Void Ray, which is really good just because it's not the most obvious of things, so Dark may end up skipping his spores and may be a little bit more vulnerable back at home. As you can see here, no spore, oh sorry, one spore in the main base, no spore at the third. Lings, they do move out across the map, and we do manage to catch an Adept. We could even get both.
Yeah, one of them goes down, the other one goes down, and there's not a whole lot left here back at home. Oracle turns around, will activate his Pulsar Beam. Dark not going to be getting really any more damage from here, but he confirms he forces herO to use up a little bit of energy with that Oracle. Will buy himself some breathing room to set up his force back at home.
Yeah, exactly. Spore is on the way. Queens are getting in position as well behind this. It's going to be a Twilight Council. There's no Forge, by the way. This could be a couple of different things. This could be Glaive Adepts. Could be a Glaive Adept follow-up. This could be Blink for a Blink 3-base all-in. We could even see Charge as well, but whatever it's going to be aggressive because there is no Forge for a longer game.
Yeah, regardless, herO wants to hit quick, he wants to hit hard, and he doesn't want this game to go beyond the lair stage. Blink.
There we go. Now, this blink is faster than normal because we rushed into that Twilight Council a little bit faster than we otherwise would. That means that Blink Stalker is going to be online quite soon here, and we'll see what herO can get done with those Blink Stalkers. We'll see if Dark can minimize his losses.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to try. He's already getting +1 melee, which is good when you're up against Blink Stalkers. You do want to prioritize getting your lings, getting them in position, and being able to close the gap when Stalkers blink away. Good Oracle control. herO able to take out 5 more drones behind all of this.
Yeah, good stutter stepping as well, going for some lings as well. herO just squeezing out as much value as he can out of these oracles. Meanwhile, back at home, we're getting up to 6 gateways here, so it's going to be 6 gate blink on 3 bases. We could throw down additional gateways alongside this. We're still waiting for that to really kick in. There's a delayed forge, but again, we spoke about it. Blink is faster than normal, and herO is moving out with those Blink Stalkers.
And he is going to hit hard. Not quite as hard if he had +1. Forge now on the way. But he's going to try to get something done. He's going to try to slow down the economy of Dark once again. Yeah. Ideally force him to spend Larva on lings, which don't necessarily scale well as the game continues, instead of getting more drones. Dark, on 55 workers, it's not exactly ideal, not exactly efficient for this stage of the game.
Yeah, this is a 3-base all-in, by the way. Here he's pushing with his Stalkers. He pulls back to the choke point. The ramp is brutal. The lings, they cannot get us around. The Oracle's coming into support as well. But that's still a lot of lings, and we do force back those Stalkers.
Yeah, still a lot of lings. Still receiving support from those queens. Banelings now on the way as well to try to bust through any choke points that herO tries to utilize with these...
Oh, even shield batteries.
With these Stalkers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. herO knows that this is absolutely where he wants to fight. Huge stasis ward will catch practically every ling that Dark had in this fight. A couple of Banes do sneak into the 3rd base, will take out a lot of probes. herO in an even more desperate position. He was all in before. He's even all-inner now.
Exactly. He's on 8 gateways, by the way. He does catch a lot of these things. Now the stage trap going to be baited out. Banelings are getting ready here back at home. Can Dark barely hold on? Did bleed out some of these queens. Another queen does get targeted down. herO, it's all or nothing for him. Banelings, they come in from behind.
And they will get a couple of connections, but none that are good enough to really soften up this Stalker count. GG will be called. herO will be taking game number 1.
GG.
And that is how you use Ghost River to your advantage as a Protoss player.
GG, well played. Yes, we've seen this build before from herO. It was an 8-gate 3-base all-in, but not just an 8-gate 3-base all-in. Again, for herO to rush into the blink the way that he did, for him to hide it with his Void Ray as well. Ideally, against this kind of build, you do want roaches. Ideally, you want roaches to help support your lings and queens, but Dark was going pure ling bane instead, and you saw how easily or how quickly that can be abused, especially with that ramp. Like, that ramp in the middle of Ghost River is brutal because lings, they just cannot engage there.
They really cannot. I want to believe that there was a chance there for Dark when he was going for his flank, right? When he had all of those lings coming in from behind, his Banelings in the front. If he was able to trap herO into that choke point, I want to believe the Bane Bust would have worked out, but herO had one of the juiciest stasis wards I think I've ever seen in a PvZ. Caught out maybe 90-95% of Dark's ling count. And from there, he just wasn't able to pull off that sort of hammer position that you normally want.
Yeah, exactly. So in the end, our Protoss player takes the lead in the series, but now we're getting into game number 2, and it's still a best of 5, still plenty of games ahead of us.
Indeed, we do have plenty of games ahead of us, yes. Translate or English stopped working in my brain for a second there, but regardless, we're going to be continuing our series now on Oceanborn. We're over here in the top left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the top left. We have our red Zerg player coming out from the land of Korea, currently down 0-1 in the best of 5, but not out whatsoever. Representing Talon Esports, we have Dark.
And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have this button. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing CranKy Gaming, DKZ, leading the series 1-0. It is herO.
I gotta be honest, Light. I keep forgetting that they're not teammates anymore.
I mean, they were for a long time, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, for a very long time. That's why their rivalry was also a little bit more entertaining, because they were not just close as players, but they were also teammates. I'm sure they still practice with each other quite a lot, but yeah, it's kind of weird to imagine CranKy Gaming without Dark. It's also, I think, why it's also, I think, why I specifically haven't been able to catch my eyes on Dark as much as I'd like to. It's just because, you know, he's not playing in WTL anymore.
Yeah, he is not playing in WTL anymore, and we'll see how they do kind of compare to each other. I imagine they still play customs. I imagine they do still play customs with each other, but yeah, I mean, we'll kind of see. I mean, even if they don't play customs, they play quite often here in these online tournaments as well.
Yeah, it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
Technically a custom, just, you know, a custom with rules and prize on the line, and in a format. Unlike the wild customs, where, you know, back in the day, or rather, I say back in the day, but I'm pretty sure it's still standard practice to literally do customs on one map over and over and over again, just to really hammer down the familiarity, understand every aspect of the map, and also just to save a little bit of time as well. You know, you don't have to worry about figuring out what next to practice on. It's just, yep, bookmark this one map today, and so we can just make lobbies much quicker over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, just able to pull that off. And for now, as we settle into Oceanborn as well, I'm curious as to what the plan is going to be, because this time herO is going for Stargate Opener, but he's going for an Oracle first, not a Void Ray this time, so he's not spicing it up as much as game one. So far, a much more standard build from herO.
Yeah, which makes sense. Oceanborn, a much more standard map, so not as many opportunities to really bamboozle your opponent. I say bamboozle, but I'm not sure how much of a bamboozlement Ghost River was. It wasn't so much that it caught Dark off guard, it was more so that herO just executed it so brilliantly with so few mistakes that it's a strong build. Yeah. It's a strong build, it's a strong attack. If you even slip up once as a defender, you have to imagine herO's going to be able to take full advantage of that, and will be able to leverage a victory from there.
Exactly. So no mistakes available, not against herO, not against the best Protoss in the world. Behind this, as we're setting into 3 bases, we have a Twilight Council and a Forge on the way. This is a much more standard follow-up here. Should be for +1 and Blink. Again, herO just calming things down here in Game 2, showing us that he doesn't have to be cheesy, doesn't have to be overly aggressive or all-in. herO can play a much more standard game as well and still look terrifying.
Yeah. A lot of versatility on his hands. Can macro.
Yeah. Can micro.
He can micro.
It's crazy. Oh my god. He's insane. Oh, as we are getting a little bit of lag. Yeah, I felt the lag spikes as well. Just quickly double checking here. Things are looking okay on my end.
Oh. I just jumped to 600 ping.
Oh, there's a chance that it might be you, Yaku. It's
and it's continuing to go up.
Oh, okay. You might want to. I can screen share.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yep, I'll do that.
Yeah, they're. Oh wait, apparently, it looks like maybe TKL is the same as well. But it's all good. But I can of course share my screen. I got you, Bobby. I got you.
Whew. Yeah, glad to know that it's not just me in this case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it may even just be the server, like the Blizzard server even.
Yeah. Could be the routing, the undersea water cables.
It could be. So I'm just setting up the Discord streaming, and here we go. For the time being, we do see Dark going for a faster lair into a Roach Warren as well. I'm not necessarily going for a Roach Rush, but this time, unlike the previous game, he's not, just going pure Ling Bane. He's going Ling into Roach. So again, a much more standard army composition here from Dark as well.
Yeah. One that will be much more ready to deal with the stalkers of herO. Not neglecting banelings, however, still getting his +1 because, obviously, you do want your lings to deal the bulk of the damage, roaches clean up, and banelings, they're just useful overall.
They are just useful here as the oracles are going to be once again just pivoting around, getting quite a number of tumors here as well. I do apologize. I don't think my internet can actually handle streaming on OBS and also co-streaming on Discord.
Oof.
I don't think I can. I don't think I can handle that right now.
Well, it's fine. I'll radio cast.
Okay.
I'll use context clues.
Maybe I'll just solo cast this until you can join us in the next game.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll jump in now and then.
Actually, I think it can be okay for now. I'll keep an eye on the stability of the stream. For now, though, we are going to be coming in with our oracles. Roach is going to try to keep up. Dark, he's running 3 bases. 4th base is quite delayed, and Dark, he is amassing quite an amount of Roach and Ling here.
Yeah, quite a lot. Clutch cancel right in there from Dark. Doesn't lose minerals unnecessarily. Dark, as you said, just continuing to pump out more and more units. A lot of banelings on the way.
Yeah, 29 banelings in production. You don't make banelings for nothing, by the way. Dark, he's pushing. He's pushing out across map. Baneling speed is about to finish up as well, alongside +1. And herO back at home. Can we defend? Can we hold on? We have shield batteries on the way. Another weapon of Stalkers, but only Blink Stalkers to defend. There's no Colossus. There's no Immortals. There's no Disruptors. There's nothing else. Only Stalkers.
Yeah. Not even any sentries or force fields. And of course, the oracles are across the map. A lot of them already use up their energy. herO's gonna have to have the most precise blinks in the world to handle this.
And the Bane's taking it. Oh, they do avoid the mineral line. They're going for the Stalkers instead. Good blinks here from herO. Does avoid a lot of that damage. Roaches are pushing through. Big connections here on the Stalkers, and a good chunk of Stalkers go down.
And Dark's continuing to pump out more lings where that came from. Roaches cleaning up quite a bit, but this is Oceanborn. There is a little bit of a longer rush distance. herO still has a pretty decent stalker count, I should say. It's not exactly healthy.
I mean,
it's enough to chase Dark away.
Yeah, Dark, he has to back off. He does turn back around. He catches herO again. The blink was a little bit too much. herO does get called out, so a big overextension from our Protoss player. Stalkers are getting picked up, but here come reinforcements. And again, Dark, I do not believe he has enough to break herO. Not anymore. Dark back at home. He's droning. Drones are going to be on the way.
That they are, and the scary thing here for Dark is that he wasn't able to get any economic damage earlier on.
Yeah, I think
he had an opportunity to go for the mineral line. He didn't go for it. He saw an opportunity to go for the throat, went for the throat, but he missed.
Yeah, the threat was thicker than we once thought it was here as herO. He somehow defends. As you mentioned, he only lost like 4 probes. I think 4 or 5 workers went down. That was it. He still has a hefty Stalker count. We're going for a big counterattack. We have a double robo on the way, a Bay on the way as well, and Dark is now in a little bit more trouble, but thankfully Dark is not over-droning. He's still making more Ling Roach.
Yeah, we'll be able to have some defenses out here. herO didn't have a Warp Prism for a very long time, so could only warp in back at home. Did mean that his counterattack was a little bit delayed, and that gives Dark enough breathing room to consolidate his mining and spend his larva on army units instead.
Exactly, and herO, he has to back off. He has to wait for his robo to kick in. And here we go, making 2 Colossus at a time. Once they come out, herO is going to be safe and sound. At the same time, harassing across the map with the Prism. But Dark doesn't care. Dark, he's committing. He's going for wave number 2.
And it's going to hit at least as hard. herO looks like he might be better might be in a better position to defend. He has the Oracles here, and he is utilizing them. Doesn't have as much static defense. No, the Banelings. They're trying to bust on through. Nope, doesn't think otherwise. Now going back into the mineral line.
Oh yeah, Banelings, they are crashing in. Probes are going down. 11 workers go down, and one more Baneling does not make it in. That was a clutch warp in there from herO. Very close defense, and herO holds on, but herO loses his fourth. The fourth Nexus did go down.
Yeah, either way, Dark's getting damage done. And he's teching up behind all of this. Infestation Pit now on the way. He's looking to get his final phase of tech.
Yeah, with the pits, we can go into Hive Tech, we can go into Vipers, more importantly. But what's scary here is that the Colossus have arrived. Finally, the Colossus, they have arrived for herO, and he's waiting for a quadruple Colossus timing here. We have the third and fourth Colossus on the way. Once they come out, herO can push, and Dark doesn't have the best economy. He's only on 66 drones. This entire time, he's been on a 3-base economy, and as a result, it takes him a little bit longer to remax, a little bit longer to max out.
Yeah, and we can see how much he's slowing down here when it comes to his production. That's just as a result of him not having that many workers to mine.
Yeah, exactly. Not the largest of economies to work with, and now herO is going for his counterattack. We spoke about it. He has reached that critical mass of Colossus. He has reached that 4 Colossus timing.
And he's looking to make use of it. Still warping in more and more Stalkers behind all of this, obviously, as not only do they provide a good buffer for the Colossus, but they also are kind of the bulk damage dealer of this army.
They are. Meanwhile, Baneling Runback comes in, and we get into the middle line. 12 probes go down at the same time. The main armies are clashing. Colossus are going down.
Ooh. Yeah, really good of Dark to be able to isolate these Colossus. 3 of them fall. And last time I checked, like, 1 is fewer than 4.
Yeah.
herO no longer has that critical mass.
Yeah, he's down to 1 Colossus. The Stalker survived, but at what cost? At the cost of the Colossus, he's down to 1. And now Dark is remaxing. You can see the reinforcements of Dark are coming in. 1 Colossus not going to be good enough. Has to pull back. Big Stasis, though. Oh my god, catching most of the Lings.
Yeah, once again, Stasis coming in clutch, catching the vast majority of Dark's Ling count.
The vast majority do get caught out. We do go for a big warping of sentries to reinforce. Force fields are thrown down. There's only 1 Ravager, so the force fields are king. Good juggling with the Colossus. You know what? He might only have 1, but he's keeping it alive.
Ling!
Oh god!
Yeah, keeping it alive. Absolutely clutch, but the Lings came off of cooldown right on top of the Colossus, was able to take it out. And with the Colossus falling, the backbone of herO's army is no longer there. He has also bled out so many probes in that Baneling run by as well, that Dark is in an absolutely fantastic position right now.
He is. herO has 60 workers. Now he's down to 45. That was a brutal loss for herO. He's been unable to remax, unable to rebuild, and herO's on the back foot. He has a lot of catching up to do. He is going to be harassing with some of Eps, and he is getting some drone kills, which is a good start. Don't get me wrong, but Dark, he's going to be able to rebuild that much faster.
Yeah, which he already is. It's well on the way to remaxing the rest of his army.
Yeah, he's back up to now 72 workers, so now Dark has a good economy here. He's on 4 bases. Likewise, keeping up with the drop play. Baneling Runback on the right-hand side. This time, herO, he will shut it down. And herO, he's not out of this yet by any means, but again, he's stuck at home. 0 Colossus remaining. He's going to Disruptors. It's a really risky army composition here for herO.
Yeah, he's really gonna have to hope that his control is absolutely on point, which, knowing herO, usually it is.
Up! Oh my god.
Best Purification Novas and the best Blinks. That was so close. A couple more hits from that Queen, and that Warp Prism would have gone down. The entire map control of herO would have been forfeit.
Yeah, and you know what? Your control with Disruptors may be good, but we have Vipers. We have Yoinks available as well to help deal with said Disruptors. First Nova goes off. We have 1 Nova behind this, and we're just waiting for it to come off. A good snipe here on the Viper. Viper does go down. We're down to 1 Viper left here for Dark, and ooh, the Prism gets powerbombed.
Well, that's finally dealt with here. A lot of micro potential gone now from herO. A lot of counter attack potential also going down. Lings, Banes crash into just about everything here. The army, the mineral line, GG is called. Dark will be taking game number 2, 10 upper series sideways 1-1.
Oh, GG, well played. Whew, congratulations here to Dark as he does tie things up. We do make a series out of this, and we can hopefully settle into this, and hopefully any kind of latency issues have cleared up, and Yaku, you can join us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've accepted the lobby invite.
Let's go. It's also the TKL might still be in the party. Yeah. Oh, okay, wait, we're good.
Oh, we're here.
Here, that means we can turn our cams back on. Beautiful. Whew. And yeah, we have a series. We have a series on our hands.
We do have a series on our hands. We have our banners back.
That's the most important part.
Yeah.
True.
And now we're gonna get in on this.
Yeah, game number 3 is going to be on site Delta here as our third game of choice. One of the more standard maps in the map pool compared to the other chaos that we have when it comes to like Post Youth or Dynasty or Ghost River, for example. Site Delta, one of the older maps in the map pool, is one that players embrace a little bit more.
Yeah, somewhere in between Ghost River and Oceanborn, I would say. Maybe a little bit closer to Oceanborn, but regardless, we're going to be continuing our series now on Site Delta, where we're here in the top left-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the top left. We have our red Zerg player coming out from the land of Korea. He, of course, is going to be representing Talon Esports. We have Dark.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Protoss player representing Dragon Kai Z Gaming. It is herO.
Had a lot of craziness happen so far in our series. We're only 3 games in. Technically 2 games in, so this is the third and we're just starting it, but still. A lot of unorthodoxy coming down.
A lot of aggression from first in game 1 it was from herO, in game 2 it was from Dark instead, and now we're settling into game 3. Is it time for both players to be hyper aggressive, or is it time for both players to calm things down and go for a much more kind of like stable macro game?
I would love to see both players work a rush each other.
You're an animal, Pap. You're an animal.
They meet in the middle of the map where there are no minerals to drill from. Or to use to drill, you know? Just chaos.
All you're saying right now is that you want them to work around each other. You want there to be as little micro as possible. You want
Yeah!
you want something to ape into each other, Poppy. Let's
Say
go.
move. A to make them, A to move them.
There you go. For now, we're settling in, and we have our standard builds, our standard openers. For the time being, it's a gate expanded cybercore here from herO. We're just waiting for kind of our tech from herO, really more than anything. You know, we've seen Stargate openers 2 games in a row, but he has done things a little bit differently with them in both game 1 and game 2.
Yeah. Little bit. Little different variants. I'm waiting for the Tempest.
So this is why you're a true classic fan. I don't know if you remember, but it was last year, last season of GSL, like kind of November, December. Classic, he was actually October, November, December. Classic was embracing Tempest Rush quite a bit, actually, in this matchup.
Yeah. In PvZ specifically.
Yeah, on Akiane.
It's utilizing the dead air to take out key tech, take out overlords as well. It's really bully your opponent.
Yeah, it is a build that has fallen out of fashion, unfortunately, but we see it pop up every now and then, and I'm sure it's something that herO is more than willing to embrace at some point in this series. For now, though, it's going to be an Oracle. It's going to be an Oracle first from a herO, going to be harassing across the map. Adept does shade in, but it looks like we are in position and we should get a kill.
On that Adept. Nicely done here. No drones. Yep, no drones going down. herO got some scouting information, but I guess it's not really that much to scout this early on. In the game.
Yeah, as we do see here, moving up with the Oracle, does get eyes on the Lings, is going to pull back to make sure that the third base is safe and sound, and is not disrupted. At the same time, it's on Dark here to try to catch the Adept, to catch the Probe, to try and, again, disrupt the opener of herO.
Yeah, anything he can do to keep herO on his toes. Meanwhile, Dark does scout the Oracle. We'll be preparing back home for it.
Preparing, does get a drone here in between the bases, gets one at least, the Queen's in position, and we do manage to get quite a bit of damage. Oh, as we get 3 drones in total, the Oracle does barely escape.
Weakened, but still alive, still able to provide its utility as the game continues. herO once again grabbing his Forge, grabbing his Twilight Council. Looks to be Blink coming up from herO once again.
Yeah, should be +1 and Blink. You know, I can see the chat just caught up with you talking about pulling the boys. Please. You know, I just want them to just butt heads with each other, Papi. No finesse. Let's go. It's beautiful.
Like, no. Spray.
As StarCraft is meant to be played.
That's how it should be. I see no Yaku no. I remember the days of Milk saying that exact quote to me.
Oh no!
During coaching,
the Vietnam flashbacks of Milk just yelling at you. So good. You've grown. You've learned. And yeah.
I've learned not to argue with the person holding the chancla.
It's true. It's very true. Something we learned at a young age. But yeah, from here we do see Dark once again going to Roaches, who's going to be laying Roach into Baneling. So pretty similar setups from game number 2 here, from what we just saw. Obviously we saw Dark cut workers and just mass up Ling Bane Roach and just push in towards the third base. But this time it looks like we're focusing a little bit more on droning, teching, and taking a fourth instead.
Yeah, a little bit of a difference this time coming up from herO, though. Instead of a Robo Bay, he's teching into getting a... in fact, I don't believe he has a Robo Facility at all. He's teching into a Templar Archives.
Yeah, let's go. So, instead of Colossus, we're going to be seeing Storm. It's going to be a Storm-based follow-up here from herO. Archons and Storm, I should emphasize. And it is always quite a lot of fun. It is ideal against Lingbane Hydra. A little bit less so against Roaches, what I will say. Roaches are a little bit more robust, and they are a little bit tankier here for our Zerg player.
Yeah. You know, conventional wisdom on dealing with Archons as a Zerg player, I believe on the Blizzard website as well, is literally, they say, get a couple of Roaches, rush into the Archon, and just one-shot it. Or two-shot it, something like that.
Could definitely see that on the horizon here. Dark, though, he's still droning, by the way. If you remember last game, he cut workers at 3-base saturation. This time, he's actually saturating his 4th. He's taking up into an infestation pit. We are getting into a longer game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the first game that we've seen so far that will actually get into the Hive stage. Into Hive Tech, into late game Protoss as well. Potentially a Fleet Beacon.
Potentially, we'll see. As Dark is being active, you can see he's just posturing. He's just trying to like fake out movements. Behind this, he's still droning. He's working on a Hive. He's just trying to force an overreaction here from herO. As he is being active with his Roaches. Again, he does want to get rid of these eventually. You can see him pulling back. Eventually, want to refine our army and get into Hydra Lurker play.
Yeah. As the Hydra then just about finishes up, there's the Lurker, and we do have the Hive. About halfway done as well, just about lines up with this Lurker finishing up. Lurker then finishing up, he will be able to get his upgrades right on time.
Oh yeah, really nicely lined up there by Dark. herO, meanwhile, Storm is done. Storm is done, so this is a very crisp timing here from herO. He's pushing out as we speak. Can Dark hold on? He does have a good amount of Roaches, and will he avoid those Storms as he's setting up for a surround coming from behind?
Oh, the Templar, look at exposed! Couple of Lings do get on top of it. Storms do get popped. They will be able to deal with the Banelings, thankfully, but once again, Storms barely do anything against Roaches. This Archon will die the minute it fuses. Stasis Ward only able to catch 2 Lings. Plenty more where that came from here from Dark, and Yeah, this attack from herO just kind of fell on its face. herO lost so much for nothing.
Exactly. Looking at the battle report here, Dark, he bled out Ling Bane and a handful of roaches for High Templar, Stalkers, and Archons. A much more efficient trade here by Dark. And herO, he has to just back off, lick his wounds, rebuild his High Templar. Looking at the units tab, we have 3 High Templar gathering energy, but basically herO has lost all map control. And Dark is free to drone up to 80 and tech up into his Hydra Lurker Viper.
And that's pretty much the end stage of Zerg here in this matchup, and especially with how Dark has been teching. herO going to be playing a lot of catch-up. He has a lot of workers, so his economy is looking fine. It's just tech-wise, he really needs to get that going.
Yeah, as Bailey's they get into the middle line as well. Big storm on the lanes. We do force back the army for now, but once again, Dark, a very efficient trade. He caught a lot of stalkers, backs off, and once again maintains that map control. 9 lurkers are on the way. Dark, he has made it. He survived until his lurker tech.
And what's the answer for lurkers here from herO? He doesn't have any. He's getting 2 robo facilities, but that feels too little too late.
Yeah, I mean, because he went into High Templar, it means that he has no immortal production. He had no robo, as you pointed out yourself, right? There was no robo whatsoever for herO, so he has no army to deal with this. herO is in a lot of trouble, and Dark is pushing in.
He has hit his final form. He is just about maxed out, a little bit away off. But compared to herO, who is on sub 130 supply, this is still much better for Dark. Really juicy storms, however. Could be connecting with the vast majority of your army. Will be pretty much completely deleting the link count. But again, that's just links.
That was just links. We did take down a good amount of lurkers as well. I think there were 9 lurkers. We're down to 3 lurkers left, but 5 more in production. We can see Dark reinforcing. herO diving on those lurkers.
And we'll be able to, once again, pretty much reset the lurker count. Only 2 of them remaining right now. 3 of them are on the way, but that's not really a lot. Dark relying heavily on his Lynx and Hydras, but they can only do so much in a choke point versus Stalkers.
They can only do so much. We can see herO, he gets intercepted by a Link counterattack. Once again, we dive with lurkers. 1 more lurker goes down. We're down to 4 here on the front lines. And herO is sneaking out another base. He's going for a 5th as we speak. So far, unscattered. Dark is unaware. If he was, he could deny it immediately. But for now, no eyes on this Nexus.
Yeah, no eyes, no spotters anywhere near that direction. Dark has been trying to just end the game when he's ahead, but he hasn't really been able to close it out, and as a result, herO is doing little things here and there to keep him back in this game, to get himself back into trying to edge out an advantage.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big win here for herO to get away with that Nexus. At the same time, Dark coming in for harassment towards the 3rd base. Bailey's rolling into the mineral line. Quick reaction out of herO. He does save his probes.
Does save his probes, will save his cannon as well due to a very quick battery overcharge. He did pull most of his forces down south to deal with that though, so his 4th base over here in the north isn't as defended as it could be. 10 probes go down, but Dark still hasn't scouted the 5th.
Yeah, exactly. And now here we go. herO going for his own counterattack. Revelation does get eyes on the lurker. We do push in. At the same time, Roach is pushing out towards the south. Only 2 Roaches though, so herO, he can deal with that with a handful of warpins. He's focusing on his push, this time with Immortals.
Yeah, with Immortals, that's going to provide so much more of a buffer here, so much more defenses here in this attack coming out from herO. Huge storms, blanketing pretty much the entire link count. Banelings will never get a chance to even come close to connecting, and it looks like this 5th base of Dark is completely forfeit.
Yeah, the base is going to be going down. Lurkers are out of position. They cannot engage, not against this kind of army. Meanwhile, across the map, herO did lose 15 probes, so he does take some economic losses himself, but he does have the base up and running. He can rebuild, he can remax, and herO, he's not backing off. He has momentum on his side.
And he's looking to make full use of it. Dark already in a terrifying position, being down 1 base against his Protoss opponent.
Yeah, and here we go. We dive on in, and we do have some lurkers, but what is it protecting lurkers? We do force a lot of Archons. The spine shots were insane. Can herO actually break this?
It looks like with enough Archons and with enough Immortals, he's gonna try. Has a huge concave on top of all of this, and just like so, herO completely rolls over the entrenched position of Dark.
Yeah, nice spread there from herO. He avoids the splash damage. GG gets called, and herO, he breaks through the line of lurkers and takes a 2-1 lead.
Just like so, herO's on match point in a game which really looked like Dark was gonna win. After the first attack from herO kind of fell on its face, after he lost all of his High Templar and most of his Stalkers, without getting any damage done really, that was Dark's game to lose. And he lost it.
That's, you couldn't have put it better myself. I 100% agree. I mean, Dark, he had an amazing fight early on, as you mentioned, with the surround on the High Templar. He shut them all down. He gained momentum. He got into lurker tech. He droned up past past 4 base saturation. Dark was in a good position there, but his initial 9 lurker push left much to be desired. That's when things swung in favor of herO, where Dark pushed him with his 9 lurkers and he lost 6 of them immediately. He unfortunately pushed in before he had enough support for his lurkers, and herO was able to take an insane fight, and from that moment, herO suddenly got control back in that game.
And all it takes is a little bit of control for herO to completely turn the tables, flip the entire script, and win games that really win games that you would look at and think, there's no way. There is absolutely no way he can claw himself back from this position. Oh, yeah. It was, for a while, I think, 80 or 90 supply. He was down 80 or 90 supply for quite some time in that game.
Oh yeah, he was, and he was able to bounce back in a very impressive fashion, and now suddenly herO is 1 game away from becoming this week's ESL Open Cup Asia champion.
Indeed, he is, but will he get it? There's somebody who's going to try to stop him from getting it, to say the least. Over here at the top right-hand corner of the map, starting all the way to the top right-hand corner of Alcyone. We have our blue Zerg player, this time blue, not red, our blue Zerg player coming out from the land of Korea is, of course, going to be representing Talon Esports. We have Dark.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player representing CranKy Z Gaming, the best Protoss in Korea, arguably the best Protoss in the world, 1 game away from winning it all. Will it all end here and now? It is herO.
There we go. Pretty standard maps after Ghost River, honestly.
Yeah.
And Ghost River was our one crazy map that we've had so far, and after that, Alcyone, Side Delta, Oceanborn, very standard macro maps.
100%, I agree. So, I mean, the vetoes did make sense. Because it's a best of 5, you have less vetoes, and again, Ghost River was one of those crazier maps that did make it through. As you were mentioning, Alcyone is one of the more, or this, I would say, the most standard map in the map pool. The most, I should say, macro-oriented map in the map pool. There are still ways to really spice things up with the gold base, for example. We have seen Dark more than once rush into this gold and go for an all-in, but has opted not to in this game.
Yeah, not when he's behind and his opponent's on match point, and it's an opponent who is very familiar with him and what he likes to do.
100%. So doesn't want to take that risk, and we are going to be settling into, I imagine, a more longer game. I say that it didn't quite go Dark's way in that previous game, so you might want to take a different approach. The problem is it's difficult. It's so difficult to be aggressive and to go for all-ins on Alcyone just because of how dependable it is, because of all these ramps, because of the defensive position here at the 3rd and 4th base locations. It's why it does typically go to longer games.
Yeah, except in the rare cases where walls are not walls.
True.
And we just saw a very long ZVP on this map in Dark vs. Stats earlier today. That's definitely an example of something you can do. Of course, in that game, Dark kind of rushed into a hive and was able to keep Stats on his toes, keep Stats over defending a little while, to the point where by the time he did push out, he really wasn't able to put any sort of dent in Dark's momentum.
Exactly, and with that, we are going to be settling into our 3-way setup here, side of Dark. Meanwhile, bottom left, herO just going for a gate expand. Once again, a Stargate opener from our red Protoss.
Yeah, Oracle first, but eventually we're going to get the Tempest, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I want.
Just make Yaku happy. Make the Tempest, man. Make the Tempest.
Yeah. Just work or rush each other.
You're an animal. You're an absolute animal. Shaking my head. From here, though, again, we're just getting into our third. It should be triple Oracle into a +1 Blinkstalker-based army composition. We'll see if herO does end up skipping the Forge or going into a different tech structure. At the same time, here he dives into the third.
We'll be able to pick off quite a number of drones with his 2 Adepts and this 1 Oracle for that provides a little bit of backup, even catching one of the drones that were transferring over from the main base. 7 of them, which is pretty significant this early on.
Oh yeah, very significant here. 7 drones go down, and the Oracles did survive as well. They're going to be able to generate that energy, come back in for a second round. 3rd Oracle's in production, 3rd base is safe and sound. herO, he has momentum on his side already here in the early game, and we'll see if he can get even more damage done.
Yeah, well, he's going to try. He does deny the tumors, which is kind of nice. Will prevent a little bit of extra mobility here from Dark. This is the herO Oracle control I love to see. Gets 6 drones, makes it out of here. One of these Oracles literally on 1 health.
That's on 1 HP Oracle. Aye, does barely escape. We still have 2 more behind it. We have the Adepts on the ground. Look at the unit source tab. 13 drone kills so far. This is getting out of hand. This is becoming a bit too much. Now, Dark is still droning. He is not going for an all-in as a response. But here, he's not done. He still wants more damage.
That's 4 gateways on the way.
That is 4 gates on the way. I mean, herO will keep it on that gateway count if it goes even higher, because herO, he has been known, if he is able to deal enough damage early on, he will go for 3-base all-in. 100%.
Yeah, might as well. He has some momentum, and he might as well utilize it. 7 more drones go down, 8 more, 9 more.
God.
This is starting to get game ending.
Oh, with only just the harass, by the way, finally 1 Oracle falls. That's 23 drones going down. herO takes a worker lead, it takes an economic lead. The question becomes, what does herO do with this advantage? He's throwing down shield batteries. It looks like herO, he's assuming there's going to be an all-in. You can see here a big reaction, a big defensive setup here. herO assuming that Dark would respond with an all-in, but that is not happening. Dark is droning.
Trying to recoup his losses. I do have to imagine that herO is well aware of how Dark likes to play when he's behind, and I'm sure he's anticipating that counterattack, but it's not coming. herO now a little bit suspicious, decides he can afford to be a little bit more active on the map with these stalkers.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a win for Dark, for herO to overreact a little bit here to just assuming that Dark would respond. And I don't blame him, because we have seen Dark go for all ins when he falls behind. 100%. It happens time and time again. Not this time, but herO's just getting ready for it, and now he's taking the goal base. And I love this. Again, Dark can't really do much about this. He's droning, he doesn't have a ground army. There's no way to punish the goal.
None whatsoever. What, you gonna set out Lings? Lings aren't gonna do anything.
Exactly, not against what herO has. Goes for some revelations, trying to get eyes on the saturation, sees that there's no additional gases here at the 3rd base, confirms that a lair is indeed on the way. I imagine we're going to be going into Ling Hydra. If I'm not mistaken, there is no Roach Warren, so Ling Hydra or Ling Muta, one or the other, going to be on the way for Dark.
Yeah, there's no Roach Warren, and the gas counts are relatively low, so Hydra then it is. There we go. No, that's an infestation pit!
Yo, Ling Bane into Ultra. You called it before, if you remember. Was it like game 1 or game 2?
I did. It was, I think it's in a series against Stats.
Oh yeah, I think it was the last series. I mean, you spoke about how Dark he likes to go into that.
Yeah. Or no, maybe it was Dark versus someone. Maybe it was Dark versus Shin.
I don't think you would have said it in a series.
I don't.
Against you.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't think I would have said that in a ZVZ. Yeah.
But yeah, it looks to be the case here. Dark, so he's staying on Lingbane. There's the hive that we spoke about, and Dark, this does look like he wants to go into ultras instead. It's a bit of a greedy style here, and it does mean that herO can do whatever he wants. He's already saturated on this gold, and now he's taking another next behind this.
Yeah, this playing super greedy. But he can afford to play greedy because Dark is allowing him to.
I'm pretty sure you said it in a series against Stats on this map. I remember. Yeah.
That's what it was. I think eventually we did see ultras.
We did, yeah. That's why I remember it. Because we did eventually see it. Yeah. As here we go, Lingbane rolling in. Good save strats with the Bailings. They keep on waddling forward. Unfortunately, there is no Bailing speed, and they cannot keep up with the Stalkers.
Yeah, here we're just gonna continue to pick away at this Zerg army. Blink away at the first sign of trouble. Now Stasis Ward does get popped. herO so far in the series has made excellent use of his Stasis Wards. But can he keep it up eventually? Will it not work out?
I mean, these have been very efficient trades here by herO. He's doing so damn well with the Stasis traps, with his Blink control as well. Lingbane, we are bleeding out. Lings, they try to come in first round. We do bait out the Stasis at least, but there are barely any Bailings. They crash into the Zealots. Now it's pure Ling.
Oh, and it's pure Ling. It's a party.
For herO, for the Protoss.
For Protoss, yeah.
A couple of Bailings do roll in, and we do get some good connections with the Zealots, but regardless, we're still reinforcing. Some of the Zealots did still survive, and herO, he's not stopping, he's not slowing down, warping in from back at home at that gold. Hive did complete. We have Adrenal on the way, but where is that Ultra Cavern? We can't afford it. Oh.
That we cannot, yeah. Dark spent most of his gas on upgrades and Banelings that aren't really doing that much damage in the fight.
Yeah, and herO is snowballing out of control. Big Stasis once again creating SimCity, creating a choke point here for the Banelings to rush into. Zealot run back towards the left-hand side, and Dark just cannot keep up. We're pushing towards the right-hand side. The Queens are looking a little bit more vulnerable as well, and here comes the killing blow. Here come the Archons.
Yeah, without anything to buffer for them, without any roaches even, that's going to be all she wrote. The Archons were the final nail in the coffin, as you said. GG is called, and herO will be taking that series 3-1, becoming our ESL Open Cup Asia number 227 champion. Oh, no!
Okay. Oh, God. Poppy. Okay. Are you good?
It's fine. It's fine. I dropped my phone, but I dropped my phone on the soft wood and not the hard floor. On the soft wood of my table and not the hard tile of my floor.
Fun fact, you were off camera during that, so they did not see what was going on. You just freaked the hell out. I was like, oh my God.
My phone is fine, and I still don't need a cover for it.
Just get a cover, Poppy. Get a cover.
I have a cover. I don't use it.
Put it on. What's wrong with you? Oh my God. GG, well played. Congratulations here. herO is going to be our champion, as you said. Again, very powerful play. This last game was brutal, by the way. Again, there was nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy when it came to the build itself. It was a standard build out of herO, but he killed 23 drones. His Oracle Harass, his Adept Harass is like no other, and with that, herO, he takes it all in a very impressive fashion. GG.
Indeed, he does. GG. Dark did make him work for it. You know, Dark was fighting very hard. There were definitely a lot of moments, especially in those last two games, where it really looked like Dark had an opportunity, where he really had the ball in his court. But unfortunately, herO, he's able to just come in and swipe that ball right from under you.
He is, and yeah, with that, congratulations to herO. My condolences to Dark, but I mean, he still makes it all the way to the finals. It was still a great finals as well between our two players, very chaotic, and I feel like we got to see a lot of different facets of Zerg versus Protoss. Hope you all enjoyed it back at home, and yeah, that's gonna spell the end here of ESL Open Cup Asia tonight.
Yeah, it'd be concluding our very stacked bracket with a pretty close finals, I would say. If you weren't quite able to catch all of the series that were played out, whether on this channel or on some of the other channels like Beowulf or Wardies, I do encourage you to check them out because we had some very exciting games. Some very exciting matches, very close ones as well coming down.
Oh yeah, really close games there, do recommend. And if you want some more StarCraft action, if you want some more CranKy Ducklings, we're going to be live tomorrow with the Club NV X Duckling Showdown. We have taken like a month hiatus with that tournament, with the show matches. A big reason for that was because of the WTL qualifiers and the GSL qualifiers and everything coming together. So a lot of the Korean players were focusing on, you know, on said qualifiers and other events. But now we can come back with our show matches.
Indeed, we can. Oh, it's been quite a while. Can't wait. Do we know what the theme of tomorrow's show match is going to be?
Yeah, we know it's nothing crazy, like no crazy like round robin, you know, like 3 groups sort of thing like we have in the past. It's as we make our return, stock standard here. It's going to be one series, a best of 7 between Creator and Bunny.
Ooh, nice little bit of TVP going on there. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. Bunny, pretty well known for being a very good TVP player. Creator, I would say PvT, not quite his strong suit, but he's still a player who really knows how to prepare against specific opponents, especially against a player like Bunny, he is very familiar with. I'm sure he'll be whipping out something special against him.
Oh yeah, I am excited for that series. I just saw that it was actually just posted on Discord as well, which you have the tweet going, so you can share it if you wish. And yeah, I mean, we saw that Bunny, we didn't catch the games ourselves, but we saw in the bracket Bunny did go to the ace match against herO in a best of 3, so you know, it might bode well for him coming up against Creator. Likewise, we don't see enough of Creator nowadays. Like, it's one of those things where I would love to see more of him in these online tournaments. And yeah, the showdown, it's going to be a banger tomorrow, I'm sure.
Absolutely. I cannot wait to be able to witness that.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing chat catch up with me dropping my phone. It's fine. I can't confirm it's fine. I've put my cover on it now. I don't really need to, but
yeah.
I don't think my cover really does much to protect it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would if I didn't have a separate cover for the camera.
Fair enough, fair enough. With that, we are wrapping up for the night. We're wrapping up here for tonight. We are done for our Monday evening of StarCraft. As a reminder, ESL Open Cup Europe is starting up in a couple of hours. We won't be casting it here on the CranKy Ducklings, but I'm sure many others will be. You know, casters like Wardy or Rotterdam, Zombie Grub as well. They usually do cover the European Open Cup instead. That's going to be in 3 hours, so make sure you tune into that. ESL Open Cup Americas is going to be tomorrow in 10 hours time. We're not going to be covering that live. We're going to be covering that via replays. That's at least going to be the plan here on the CranKy Ducklings.
Yeah, they're going to be live because it starts very, very early, but later in the afternoon, perhaps. Yeah. Or, you know, Wednesday, Thursday. If we have a free day where we don't have something planned, that's going to be the replays.
Exactly. 100%, 100%. It is going to be that replay cast in the coming days. Meanwhile, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for the support. Yaku, do you have anything you want to say before we head off for the night? Any wisdom to impart upon us?
Don't lick lurkers unless they consent.
Okay, thank you for that, Yaku. Thank you. It's wisdom from personal experience, I'm sure. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All the socials, all the CranKy Ducklings, everywhere. We're also on our YouTube channel. We're post-streaming there as we speak. VODs are available instantly on YouTube under the live tab. Otherwise, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, hasta luego. Ciao, papi.
Hasta la vista, bella.